A couple of you have been asking me to read my article in the FPEP Post. For those of you who don't know, I was recently featured in Florida Prison Education Project's first issue of their magazine. I wrote an article that's basically just my story about incarceration and education. The Florida Prison Education Project is bringing education and other resources to incarcerated individuals and returning citizens, which I think is super important because there is a great lack of resources. So I wrote an article called Playing Catch Up. They paired it with a purple font and a really cool little artwork here. So I'm going to go ahead and read this for you guys. When I was a kid, I dreamed of finishing high school, attending a great college, and establishing a career where I could help others. I had good grades and was liked by my teachers. From the outside looking in, it seems like I had a perfect childhood. However, my family had many secrets. We moved around a lot and nobody got to know me too well. Not well enough to see the abuse, trauma, and struggles I was hiding at home. Eventually, these secrets led to an addiction to opioids that controlled the pain, but also controlled me. I became a totally different person who would do anything to get high. I dropped out of high school, got my GED, and enrolled into college. I could not get through a day of class without leaving to get high. I dropped out to go to rehab, left rehab, and got high the next day. 1 month after turning 18, I was arrested for the first time. This led to a long string of arrests, which led to an eventual sentence of 1 year in the county jail. Instead of doing the things any normal 18-year-old would do, like going to bonfires on the beach or hanging out with friends, experiencing the freedom of adulthood, I was sitting in the overcrowded and grossly unsanitary county jail. I suffered the whole time and wondered what it would be like to be a felon when I was released. However, the year in jail did serve one purpose that ultimately benefited me. I became clean and sober. My eventual release was a harsh reality check. I'd struggled to find employment and housing. Education was the farthest thing from my mind. Though I remained clean, I returned to crime as a way to make ends meet. I ended up with 4.5 years of probation, 18 months of it being on house arrest. With 1 month left, I violated on a technical and was arrested again, this time serving a 9-month sentence in the county jail. The only thing I did to pass the time was read. I read and read. Books became my best company. Other than the books, there was not much else offered to us. County jails aren't meant for long-term stays. However, there are the unlucky few who end up there for months or even years. Despite agonizing bouts of hopelessness, I was determined to change things for myself. At times, the only thing that kept me sane was thinking of my future upon release. I swore I would not make the same mistakes again. It has now been about 5 years, and I have kept that promise to myself. I can honestly say I am proud of myself and the person I have become. It has not been an easy road. I struggled to find employment and housing, which led to a deep depression. I wondered if I would ever be able to have a good, normal life with 13 felony convictions. My incarcerations and the obstacles I faced upon release had a devastating effect on my mental health. After hard work, therapy, and support from my family, I eventually decided it was time to go back to college. This was the best decision I ever made. I am now 28 years old, 10 years sober from pain pills, and I will graduate with my bachelor's degree next fall. My education is a priority, and I have managed to maintain a 4.0 GPA as a testament to my dedication. I have regained purpose as well as a sense of worth and accomplishment. I no longer feel hopeless, and I really have changed things for myself. My goal is to spread awareness and help change things for others. Still, I often feel discouraged, as though I'm getting a late start on my dreams. I sometimes wonder what I could have accomplished during those long periods of incarceration. One thing I did learn is that there's a tremendous lack of resources for education and mental health offered to both inmates and returning citizens. My dedication to change that is a driving force in my life, but I can't do it alone. While I play catch up with my education and career goals, we need to play catch up as a society and rethink how inmates spend their incarceration. Right. Thanks so much for listening. So I gotta go. Thank you so much though.